Good morning, good morning. I'm Reverend Karen Einhaus. I'm the spiritual leader of this community, and we are filled up, are we not? I'm filled up. I was just frantically looking for some tissues, you know. It's always a good day when the speaker before we speak already is crying, so it's good. That's how we roll here. Welcome, welcome to each and every one of you, those of you who are here for the first time. Thank you for spending some time with us. For those of you who are here for the second or third time, who know people. Reverend Karen Russo knows me. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. You know, this morning, when I was coming to the campus, I have my backpack with 4 books that I've looked at to pull stuff together for this talk, and I have my arms full with food for the town hall that we have right after it, and I'm feeling a little stretched, let's say, stretched. And then I had this moment. This moment where I thought, this is my community, as it is each and every one of us community. We're going to be talking about something I love, how to remain open, how to invite the divine more into it. What is there to feel stretched about? We are amongst friends. You're very forgiving when I use the wrong word, or the wrong tense, or the wrong name. I think we're good. We're good. And it always strikes me that whatever it is that Reverend Leslie or I or whoever is delivering this Sunday inspirational message, whatever we are working on, whatever shows up on those slides, foremost, it is for us. And that reminded me that this is really what the New Vision Center is, right? It is this broad, wide container of love that is just available, that is here, and says, come, come. Be in it, partake in it. Just like our inclusion ceremony said, if you are on top of the world, come, be with us. Share what you're experiencing. If you're feeling lost, if you're looking for community, if you haven't quite connected with your tribe, with your people that remind you over and over that the divine lives within each one of us, and that we are really just mirroring it back to the degree that we have discovered it for us. If you temporarily have forgotten that, come and be reminded. Everything we do here, everything is to help us to remain open, to remain possible. And I often think that the first thing we have to start with is to give ourselves a moment and let go of all of the other stuff that we have put on top that very truth. And so I invite you to breathe with me. Let's just breathe in, connect with what is present here for you, and let it go in the exhale. Breathe in a willingness. I'm willing to be open to what is here for me in this moment, this day, this journey, this path. And then exhale this idea that there's a goal that we have to reach. Bless you. And one more time, let's inhale and exhale. Thank you. We are in this wonderful annual theme, Every Path Leads Home. And we like to refer back to this beautiful slide that shows us all of the different paths on how we can come to that place that we call home. So I want to spend a little bit of time on this because I want you to really see, although there are 8 different paths on there, I want you to see hundreds, thousands of paths, unlimited amount of paths that get us to the place that we call home, the place where who we are on the inside is lived out on the outside. Who we are when nobody is looking, when we are just by ourselves, is shared in every word, in every action, in every interaction. Even when we see very challenging news, when we witness pain and suffering in others, I want you to realize that the New Vision Center is a place where all of these different paths are nurtured. That's what we do here. We nurture one another. We connect with one another. We understand one another. We are willing to practice forgiveness of one another, and most importantly, of ourselves. I often think about these paths as training grounds, right? They help us, Sunday morning's messages, classes, they help us to move us forward on our very individual path. Because there are no 2 people in this room who are on the same path. Each and every one of us is on our own individual path. And I invite you to take a moment and articulate for yourself, what is your experience of home? What is your experience of that feeling where you know that you're at the right place at the right time? And this is exactly what I came here to do. It might be when we look into the eyes of a beloved, or be with our furry friends, or with a horse we have a particular close relationship with, or be in nature, or be on a platform, or sing a song, or write a book. What does home mean for you? Today, we are looking at those 2 commitment and personal responsibility path a little bit more into detail. And because that is really what it takes, right? All of those beloveds who stepped into partnership with New Vision Center, at some point they took personal responsibility for their own spiritual path. They connected with, oh, I am called to go deeper, to go ahead and be in this community. And why? Why are we doing this? Well, we do this just like I read it in that beautiful ceremony. We do that. All of this spiritual path is truly about opening ourselves up more, emptying ourselves out a little bit more, so that the divine that is in the very center of our being can shine out through us into the world. That's all. That's it. Each one of us, the divine made manifest, working on, in their individual way, of removing the layers we have put on top of that to open up and let the divine shine out. That's what we do. We put it into very eloquent words. Well, Reverend Leslie does. You know, every Sunday. we look at it a little differently. We look to what can we use that some beloved says, oh, I got it, I heard it. But you know where the real work really happens is in the heart-to-heart connection, in allowing us to be seen to the point where we don't need to pretend. Earlier this year, we had a talk that was allowing the masks to fall down, to just let you see, feel, and experience that we truly believe what we say here. Richard Rohr, the Franciscan father, says it this way. He asks the question, how can we cultivate a deeper intimacy with the divine? And he says, I'm convinced that the presence needs to be recognized, honored, and drawn upon to become a living presence within us. There it is, right there. Dr. Ernest Holmes never asked us to recite all the brilliant things that he wrote down, although we like to quote him. But he was very interested. He's the founder of our teaching that was born in the 1887 and brought forth this teaching, the science of mind. And he was very, very interested in people who would actually live this teaching out loud in the world, who would find a way that when things are going on, that they could deepen into and know, oh, this right here, God is also. He always talked about a power for good greater than we are and that we can use it. And that is what we are practicing here and what we're teaching here. How can I use this power for good that is the divine that lives within me? How can I use it a little bit better? How can I have access to it a little bit easier? How can it make itself known to me even when I feel lost? We have so many new beloveds with us here in the community that I thought it would be nice to actually see Dr. Ernest Holmes in action. He did one TV recording, and we have a sample of it. Now I want to... Wait a minute. Impatient, I didn't know. Did you find out in the Ernest Holmes class you're teaching? Well, he's impatient. Did you see that? He was like... I wanted to just preference it with, this recording is from 1957, I believe. So Rhonda Kersey was so kind to put the words on top, but it's not so much to understand each word. It's really to feel his presence. Thank you. Let's go ahead and watch the clip.
This evening, I am going to talk to you about a power for good in the universe, greater than you are, greater than I am, greater than all of us. A power for good that we can use in everyday life, for everything. When the greatest teacher who ever lived said, "It is done unto you as you believe," what do you suppose he was talking about? This mastermind was talking about a spiritual power in the universe. Something so close to us that it is indeed nearer than our hands and feet, closer to us than our very neck vein, as the old Talmud said. And so this power is not something we have to go in search after. It is something that is right here, close, nearer than our very breath. How then would we use a power that is so intimate? Certainly we should have to use it in an intimate way, and we would certainly have to believe that the power exists. It's for us, not against us. It is willing and not reluctant. We should actually have to believe. that it really is done unto us as we believe, then we would have to believe. What is belief, anyway? These are the things I want to discuss with you tonight, how it is that we could use this power for good, greater than we are, wonderful, the thing the whole world wants more than anything else in the world, the thing that you and I have for the taking, for the asking, for the using, power that responds to us according to our conviction in it. Power that is used in our own mind, in our own thinking, right where we are.
Right where we are. Right where we are. I love how clear he is. Can you feel that? Do you feel that? There's no pretense, there's no we need anything else but what is already within us. This recording is available for everybody on YouTube, and it is, I think the whole thing is 52 minutes long. I love seeing Dr. Ernest Holmes. As I said, this was a weekend with a lot of activity here on the campus, and yesterday was International Labyrinth Day, and we had a wonderful labyrinth walk here facilitated by our labyrinth facilitator, Sue Powell, and it was wonderful. 15 people came for that official walk, and then we had throughout the day people just stopped by and walked the labyrinth. It was very great, and I had to smile at one point. Sue was sharing a quote by Dr. Ernest Holmes, and I turned to Tom and I said, "This is the quote I read to you this morning." So there was such great synchronicity, and I wanted to bring it into this talk today because it is from the Living the Science of Mind book. And those of you who know that book, it has a collection of essays of Dr. Ernest Holmes. And here is the quote. "Somewhere along the line, we must find a faith greater than all our doubts and fears and uncertainties. Somewhere along the line, we must find a love greater than all animosity, and we must find a peace beyond our confusion." Now, do you notice that nowhere it says in there that this path is going to be very easy? It's going to be a stroll in the park. No. He speaks about that there's going to be animosity and confusion. And we are called, we are urged to find peace and clarity and love beyond it. He goes on to say, this is the pathway that we all are seeking, whether or not we know it, and we are being guided by a loving intelligence, which evermore seeks to bring us peace and comfort, cheer and goodwill, happiness and success, health and abundance. And that's really it, isn't it? The love of the divine, the eternal loving kindness, the eternal grace of sweet spirit is always all around us. There have been individuals who have devoted their lives to create a place for us where that is palpable, where we can feel it as we walk into the sanctuary, as we join online. Individuals who know this so clearly and ask themselves, how then can we create a place where individuals can come and feel inspired, supported, called to be their highest and best? And one of the tools that we use here at the New Vision Center is affirmation. We use affirmations, short sentences that help us to come back to center as we, drive on the 101 and somebody decides they want to be in our lane, but we're already there. Or somebody shows up with a question that we feel like we have already answered 12 times. or a number of things. What can bring us back into the place where we know that we know? And so I'm offering affirmation, and I'm going to come down here, and we're all going to say it together. And it is really the invitation for you to take it with you into your day, into your week, and lean into it. So let's say together, I lean into my day with love and curiosity as I am remembering who I am. Let's say it again. I lean into my day with love and curiosity as I am remembering who I am. It is my belief that if we create a pool of individuals that live life every day from a place where we call upon ourselves to remain open, to believe that there is a power greater than we are and that we can lean into it, that we will change the world. Somebody asked, how can a small group of people, and we are not small, we are a couple hundred people strong, how can a group of people change the world? And the answer is that's the only people who can change the world. The beloved teacher Thich Nhat Hanh says, it takes more than one Buddha. He believes that the next revolution of peace comes from a group of people who are so devoted to know the light and to share the light with the world, that that is what will change the experience for more and more people, that it will ripple out. Beloveds, you are the ones, we are the ones, this is the time, and this is the place. I am so grateful. We are on this journey together to know more of the divine and to be willing to live it out in ever greater ways. We are here to support you on your journey, and so it is. Thank you. Let us bring this into prayer. Feel the energy in this room. I trust that it is felt all over on our online campus. And let's just take a moment and recognize the allness of life, that which is already here. Sweet Spirit. Allow yourself to feel held in the arms of the divine. Uplifted, supported, the grace that has already been given. The more we make ourselves available to feel this love, the more we recognize that it truly has been already at the center of our being. It has always been and will always be. And so we can allow ourselves to breathe into this space, knowing that we are divinely guided, guarded, and directed, that all is truly well. I am, God is, we are. And anything that is burdensome on our heart, any prayer request that has been placed into our prayer box or via the online prayer, I now call forth the brilliant, eloquent unfoldment of any situation. That love makes itself known there, that peace, wisdom, and harmony makes itself known there. And we include in this prayer all the beloveds who have been affected by the shooting in Texas, by shootings everywhere, by violence, by war. We just hold them all in love and light. How grateful I am, how very, very grateful to know that the divine is right here in each and every person within the sound of my voice, and beloveds driving by on the Tatum campus and everywhere. That this is a call to allow the divine to shine out even more. Thank you, life. I let it go, I let it be, placing this word into universal law. We simply just know it is done. And together we anchor this truth as we say, and so it is.